We are back with the vlogs. I am sorry if I've been away for a while, and the reason is because my training has been a bit unstructured. Like, I've done a lot of other things and it's been hard to having this like clear schedule for me to follow. And at that point I think it's hard to do vlogs because it's not really a clear reason to why I'm training. Like, every training is a bit all over the place, and it's fine to have those time from time to time, you know. We all have stuff to do, so that's been the reason for me the last couple of weeks. Just been a lot of other stuff, but now I'm back, and the plan for today is gonna be to go to a gymnastic gym and train on a bouncy bar, which is something I haven't done in probably like 2 or 3 years. It's gonna be interesting, and you may wonder why I'm doing this, and the reason is because we have the Swedish nationals coming up this weekend. And since I think it was around Christmas, our normal gym closed down. So we basically don't have a single gym in the whole of Sweden with a perfect setup for a calisthenics competition. And I mean just a straight bar and parallettes. Pretty simple, you may think, but in Sweden it's super rare. So I think my backyard is, to be honest, the second best place, or at the moment the #1 place in the whole of Sweden when it comes to a like good setup. The only exception is that it's outside, so at that point it's pretty reliant on the weather, which is gonna be hard if we have a competition over 2 days. It might rain and that's gonna ruin a lot of things. Therefore, the competition will be at a sort of gymnastic place, and thereby having a gymnastic bar. And that's the reason why I will train on it today. And I haven't trained on the gymnastic bar at any point before this, even though it's competition. And the reason is because being good at a gymnastic bar, that's not my main goal. Like, when I see competitions and when I attend competitions, the reason for me is because I want to develop, get motivated, inspired, and push my limits towards other competitions and in general becoming better. But if I compete at a competition on a gymnastic bar, like, my main goal is not to get great at a gymnastic bar. That's not the whole purpose. So I'm not gonna spend 1 month or 1.5 even to prepare to get as good on a gymnastic bar as possible, because that's only gonna be for that occasion. And then after competition over, all of that training not gonna be wasted, but like, I'm not gonna use all the skills that I've learned on the gymnastic. And then transferring gymnastic skills to a straight bar, it's harder than you think. Like, there's a huge difference between how much momentum you gain and how you control that momentum. That's why I haven't really trained that much on a gymnastic bar. Today is going to be the first session, and you will be there to experience it. This gym though, I'm pretty familiar with. I've attended it a lot of times in the past. When I went to high school, I was in a friend group of, I think we're around 5 or 6 people, and we had every Monday of the week we would go to this gym and do freestyle, because at that point that was the best we could do. We didn't really know that our old gym existed, so this gymnastic bar was the place we went. And let me tell you, it's like 45 minutes away from where we live, so it was hustling like for real. But afterwards I think that's really might have been the reason to why we pushed ourselves that hard, because when you take your time, like 45 minutes there and then it's 45 minutes back, that's 1.5 hours just traveling. So when you're there, you better fucking do your best, because otherwise all of this traveling has just been for waste. And I think that's sort of the mindset we have. Like, even if we had pain in the hands, even if we ripped, we were like, fuck it, I'm not spending this much time going here and then not sending it. So we really pushed our limits and learned a lot of skills there as well. And I think the only good thing with a gymnastic bar is that it's pretty friendly if you hit it. Like, I've done some front flip regrabs, landed with the back on top of the bar because I held it too long, and all of these stuff. If you do it on a like solid bar that we usually train on, you're gonna have some serious pain. But gymnastic bars, you're like doink, bounce back off, and that's really nice, because at that point you sort of take away this fear. Of course, you need to understand that when you're moving on to the like solid bars, you can't really think the same, because at that point it's gonna be painful. But when we started, it was pretty nice, because it was very forgiving if you hit or did something wrong. This place also, they have sort of a gymnastic P-bar setup, so I will be doing some statics. But during the nationals, we're actually not gonna have any high P-bars, so I won't be doing any front flips or stuff like that. Only gonna be statics combos on like the Gornation low parallettes, the parallel max, and also the static bar they will have there. So statics, some freestyle on the gymnastic bar, we see what I'm able to do, and then of course I'm static on the high bar as well. And that's gonna be sort of set up. And the plan today, of course, is gonna be to land mainly some combos on the bouncy bar. I've trained and planned some combos at home before this, that I just want to see that if I can land them on this bouncy bar. But that's gonna be like the main thing. See if I actually can land it on a different bar than I'm comfortable with. Then the statics and stuff, of course, it's gonna be pretty much the same, you know. Doing it on parallels home is not gonna be any different from the gymnastic parallels. They are almost the same. That's it, and I will see you guys in the gym and throw some damn combos. Alrighty, we are finally here at the gymnastic bar, and you're gonna see it shake a lot. Like, it is completely different from the statics bar that we usually train at, and it's gonna be seen in all the bigger movements that we will gain some more momentum when it comes to alley-oop, giants, those kind of stuff. But the 360s, I think the Gengar as well is gonna be slightly more difficult to handle, because you do get that extra speed and height. So we don't want to hold it too long, because then we're most likely going to crash on the bar. I'm thinking the plan is going to be to start off with some basic warm-ups, and then we move on to the actual competition combinations. There's one other main difference between this bar and the one we usually perform at, and that's the thickness. I think this one is more towards, I don't know, 28 millimeters or something in diameter, whereas the normal bars are usually like 34 or something. And it's not too much in centimeters or in millimeters, but the difference is pretty huge. Normally I wrap around the bar pretty like precisely, but with this bar it's going to be some margin, which means that the grip is going to be tighter, high chance of ripping. So I will try to prevent it by using some tape. I almost always do it, even on the stiff bar. And there is a hack for it. I put them up here so that I can have pressure on it, still have some flexibility in the fingers. They're not going to be super stiff from the tape. The way I do it is I grab the tape like this, I will split it in two, flip side, split that one in two as well. Then I put this middle part that's not split in the middle of the finger, and then we wrap around. Crazy sort of fuck you finger, but we do still have the flexibility, and this side is fully covered, so it will take most of the friction from the bar. And then I will repeat this for pretty much all the fingers. And sometimes for extra security, I'll take just a full tape and put it just on the inside here as a security. Just like that. Pretty damn perfect. Let's start off with something like super basic. Muscle up, front roll, 180 gainer. And just see how the bar handles. Or maybe how I can handle the bar. That's a better phrasing. Pretty decent. We'll see if it holds or not. I think last time I did this was like 2 years ago probably. And at that point I was 10 kg less in weight as well, so hopefully it holds. We're taking it one step further. We're doing double 360 muscle up front roll gainer, and the double 360 is going to be the tricky part. I think timing is going to be slightly off compared to what I'm used to, but besides of that, I mean, the bar should be just a bar. I held too short this time. One more attempt, I think we got it. But the flow, I think, was pretty spot on. Better than I expected. Well, we definitely got it this time. And you know, I feel light. I don't feel like 90 kg flying. It's more like, you know, 70, like when I did this last time. The bar is just, you know, it gives you this extra power on the way up. So when I'm swinging, it's sort of storing that energy. And then when I'm also pushing away, that bar is going with me, so I just fly a lot. So if you ever feel heavy, maybe you should try this for, you know, switch up to just feel light for a short period of time. But I still prefer my static bars. Let's switch it up big time and throw, let's say, just bigger moves. I'm thinking double 360 directly into the baby giant, switch, alley-oop, ganger. Then we have sort of just checked off all the bigger skills, and then after this we can do the actual more competition combos. That includes the static part. Well, that was pretty damn smooth. I'm not gonna lie, it feels every single swing. It's like the bar is gonna just drop because I'm not used to this bouncing around, but I mean, we did it, so success. Let's get started with some competition combos. First up, we have double 360, ganger directly off the double, into baby giant, switch up to straddle planche. I'm thinking I probably could do full planche, but I don't think it's gonna be worth it because this competition is a 2-minute round. So I'm gonna do one sequence on the high bar and then one sequence on the parallels on the floor, and then also on the static bar. So it's like 3 different occasions, and I don't want to waste all that energy. Rather want to have, you know, pretty solid ones all over on each section. If that makes sense. But up to planche, then we're going down top front lever hold, front lever pull up, and then I'm gonna see if I have the strength to do with one arm there. And then after that, just back lever pull up, one arm back lever, drop down. That's gonna be like the high bar combo of that round. Then we move on to the P bars, but I will explain more the details that I will perform there when we actually get there. Let's get started with some high bar flows. Not the most flow in that combo, but guess what, something. And I think the worst thing with bouncy bars is controlling the momentum in statics. Like if you go from a high swing, you want to stop that momentum into a plunge or something, you're going to be dealing with this a lot. And that, I think it's doable, just takes a bit more practice. So that's going to be the hardest part for me. That's why I think it's better if I just do slightly easier variations and just make sure to actually hold that. That was the first one, pretty solid. Not a one on front lever, but the other side was alright. I want to do the same combo one more time just to clean it up a bit, since like the nationals, it's basically just one round and then we have this sort of final battle, but it's pretty much just 45 seconds and then 45 seconds. So in overall, you don't need that many combos to perform. Therefore, I'm thinking I'm just gonna do this one in the first round, that's 2 minutes, and then add some statics to it inside the parallels. And then I'm most likely gonna use this start as well in the 45-second rounds as well. So basically just gonna need this one. I think that's gonna be the way to go, because I'm not gonna aim to just absolutely destroy this competition. I don't need it at all. I just need to land my stuff, hold my statics, that's gonna be enough. Then when we're done with this competition preparation, I can focus on landing the more crazy stuff on the actual solid bar that I'm able to use to all other competitions. So therefore, my focus not here is not going to be to destroy. It's just land my stuff, get it done, hold my statics, and I will be happy. Fucking forgot the baby giant. Guess we have to do it even one more time. It's really important to know what you're gonna do when you jump on the bar. I was like, yeah, I know I'm doing the double. After hearing, I was like, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna do when this happened. But we do one more attempt, and third time is sharp. I think it's the double 360s. Like the second one, I'm landing too close, so the ganger is also getting too close, and then for the baby giant, I'm just not getting enough momentum. It's getting worse and worse. Okay, one more attempt on this this one, then I guess I just have to settle and move on to statics. This bar is shit. It's frustrating because like it gives you power in these bigger movements. Like see gymnastics, they do these big giants. They fly a lot. But as soon as you want to use something with strength, like you want to pull yourself, the bar is just giving in. You know, you just put the bar against you and you're just staying still. So if I land something with bad momentum, like it's almost impossible to pull. Whereas on the static bars, you can pull yourself, gain momentum with strength, control it more. I don't know, but it is what it is. It's just this one competition, get it over with, and then we can move on to the real thing, you know. For now, let's settle with a straight bar combo. It is what it is. I will do my best at the competition. Let's move on to some statics. I'm thinking starting off with wide planche. We'll attempt first to do it with full. Might do straddle in competition depending on how I feel in strength wise. Just nice to have that sort of switch up. You can adapt depending on the level of energy. So that's the start off. It's going to be hard to perform combos on these things because a combo is dynamic movements plus the statics movements and a minimum of 4 skills in total. And it's pretty rough to do it on just P-bar. So I think I'm just going to go for the skill points on this, and then the combination is going to be on the high bar. Wide planche, then move on to just tight grip P-bars. Full planche push-up, hold, 90-degree handstand, handstand push-up. Then I will go down, do Victorian, and that's going to be it right here. Then I will do front lever, front lever pull-up and top hold, and then just some back lever on the static bar. I don't have it right here, so I think this will do for now. Let's get started. Close to the floor. Pretty good, I would say. Felt pretty strong. Of course, I did take some good amount of rest in between the combos, but that was nice. It's a 2-second roll in this competition, so you need to hold the statics for 2 seconds, and that's starting when you're actually in the position. So it can't be you moving into it. So get up, for example, planche, hold 2 seconds, then you can start to drop down. Usually it's 3 seconds, but 2 seconds I would say is pretty short and pretty good, to be honest, especially if the level in competition is slightly lower. More people are actually able to just mark it, show that they had the skill, then move on to something else. Let's do this combo one more time and then do just some front lever stuff to wrap it up. I earlier mentioned that I stopped with the vlogs for a while because they had a lot of other stuff. One of them being I've been focusing a lot on the community, and now we actually have added the muscle building program, which is dedicated for everyone that want to just gain some size and some strength. It's a 4-month program, but of course you do for how long you want it or for how short you want it. Maybe you just want to do it for 1 week. Either way, the structure is there for you to just know how to build as much size and strength as possible. We also talk about diets, sleep, routines, and all those like crucial things that you can apply basically all your training. So that's now inside the community, and a lot more things are getting added. So if you want to join us, we only have 15 spots right now left, I think, for the limited edition. So if you want to be fast and get access to all the future programs and all the goodies, make sure to check out the link in the description, and I will see you guys there. But now let's do another set of combos and see how I perform. I think I do straddle for this one set, just on wide planche. Two seconds. Slightly heavier than the first set, but still pretty satisfied. This was definitely way better than my my high bar combos. I feel like the sesh started off like really good. I was like, damn, I'm flying a lot on this on the on the gymnastic bar and everything. Then I started to do my combos, went a bit worse. My mood went pretty low, to be honest. Got irritated. Always like sucks to not land your combos. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And then now I'm back with a happy mood again, since I'm actually holding my statics. And I'm gonna end it with front lever, and that's my favorite thing to do. So definitely gonna end this workout on a good mood. Let's move on to some front lever game. And have in mind, this is gonna be after I perform the plunge stuff, basically just to gain more points in the pulling strength sections. So I would do front lever top hold, then drop down front lever pull up, front lever hold, back lever pull up, and then either one arm or the assisted. At this point, this is too high to do the assisted one arm. It's the one arm back lever, but you have one hand in the floor. I think on the Grenadian static bar, which is going to be on competition, that's where I will perform it. That one is low enough for me to actually have a hand. So I will do that in competition, but today I might just settle with one arm. This is harder though, just normal one arm. Assisted is slightly easier, but looks sick. And I've already done the one arm on the high bar, so might just do another one here. I'll skip the one on the other thing, it's good enough. Felt pretty solid, especially like the top hold. I think that was clean. This angle, this should be pretty good as well to see the form, but it felt good. Pulling strength, slightly weaker, but of course now we've done a lot of stuff. All freestyle is pulling, so might be why, but the hold, really damn nice. Back lever strong, one arm, just fuck that one this time. Didn't feel too comfortable. Let's do this combo pretty much one more time, and then maybe end it with just some handstand stuff, like one arm, just for fun. And yes, it's the music from my AirPods that you're hearing. Yeah, high energy vibes to perform at peak performance. Pretty dang good. Just for fun, let's do some one arm handstand and also one arm flag. Not gonna perform it in competition. I don't train it enough to be comfortable to do it in the end of a combo to some degree. I'm too weak because you really need to get that like shoulder up towards the ear. It requires focus and strength, of course. So if I want to perform it more consistently in competition, I do need to add it slightly more than just doing it for fun from time to time. But today, doing it for fun will be definitely good enough. So let's do a one arm attempt and also a one arm flag. That's all right. Not my best hold, but definitely valid for the 2 second row, both on the one arm and flag. Then I did fell on the wrong direction for the one arm handstand, but it's another discussion. Pretty good way to wrap it up. To sum it up, I feel pretty prepared for the competition. Static wise, I know I'm gonna hold my stuff, and I feel really good about that part. Freestyle wise, like my normal freestyle is been going really great on my home bar, but this gymnastic bar, today's session, not the best flows, but I think it's gonna be enough to at least gain some sort of combo points. And then combine that with my statics, I think the overall level is still gonna be, more than enough, as long as I just hold my shit and land the things I'm supposed to do. it will be fine. And when it comes to these vlogs, I will continue to do them as of next week. It's gonna be way more consistent, like we did with the ring workouts, with the competition preparation and all that stuff. Because now after the Swedish Nationals, I don't have any big event coming up. So I will have a clear structure. I will continue to work on the goals, like my top front lever hold, the straight bar Maltese, and the normal planche hold. Because that's the goals that I mentioned a while back, and still the things that I really want to focus on to improve and become more all-rounded as an athlete. And that's going to be a way better journey to follow. It's going to be clear structure. It'll be easier for me to do the vlogs. It's going to be nice for you to see how I progress, how I structure everything, and just to follow along. And that's starting as of next week. And yeah, then we'll be back with the normal routines. Not daily vlogs, but every time I train statics at least. And then I will try to throw in some freestyle sessions from time to time as well, because they are just a vibe. If you don't want to miss it, hit like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next